banking and finance. Ms. Perpall began her banking career at Bank of the Bahamas in October 2010. She completed parts 1 and 2 certificates of the Associates of the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services program on the 28th of August 2011, and now serves as the branch's Associate of Corporate and Commercial Services. Ms. Perpall is passionate about the development of small businesses on Grand Bahama. She works closely with the Nassau Office to promote BOB's e-commerce services on island and to assist local businesses enter the world of virtual trading. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome from Bank of the Bahamas, Ms. Michaela Perpall.
Thank you, Ms. Sweeting. Good afternoon, everyone. How many business owners do we have in the room with us today? Good. How many of you individuals have a great business idea? All right. Collectively, how many persons are thinking, how can I increase my income? Better yet, take your business to the world. Fair enough. Today, I am here to share with you the simplified solution of increasing your income, growing your customer base, and increasing profits by simply accepting payments online. Can you imagine being paid while you sleep? One may ask, what is e-commerce? E-commerce simply is the way to do business and conduct transactions online. This ranges from different consumer-based sites, such as the common New York & Co., Gap, Old Navy, the different stores, furnitures, food, and everything else that we can find online. Car rentals, hotels, accommodations while we travel and what's not we all enjoy. And tuition, paying tuition online. How convenient is that for you who have students away, purchasing supplies or lunch for the entire semester? That's very convenient. Why not offer that convenience to your customers? E-commerce is currently one of the most important aspects to emerge on the internet. And today we're going to show you the workflow summary of how this works with Bank of the Bahamas. Just a second to get this online. The card holder presents their Visa card, or for transactions that are not present for customers who are shopping online from the comforts of their home. Once they're online, the portal may ask for the customer to enter their billing address, the expiration date of the card, the CV2 code, and the account number. Once that is entered, the merchant can swipe the card, enter a dollar amount, and transmit the authorization request to the merchant bank. For card not present transactions, once again, shopping online, the transaction account number and other information may be digitally entered. BOB, Bank of the Bahamas being your choice, the merchant bank electronically sends an authorization code to VisaNet. Once VisaNet gets this communication, they will issue to the card issuer an authorization code. Once the transaction is approved or declined, VisaNet would forward that information to the authorization merchant bank. Once the merchant bank, being Bank of the Bahamas, acknowledges your approval, we would forward the response on to you as merchants. This will allow you to package your product and invite your customer to come into store and collect their product, or you may ship it out, whatever arrangements you have made for convenience for your customers. The key benefits to customers. Convenience, once again. You can shop from anywhere. Your customers can shop on your site sitting at a park bench, hopefully not at work in their office, but from anywhere. E-commerce provides more options and opportunities for customers to select cheaper options and deliver products.
Excuse me, Mr. IT guy from T9 Media. Isn't it wonderful when you have such a wealth of talent in your room? You can just pull on the resources. Your presentation's loaded.
Okay. Back to our customer benefits. Customers can read reviews about your products or service that others can see to make their final purchase. Readily available information. This allows customers to see what's in stock or in store and ready to be collected. How annoying can it be for you to one day go into a store and they tell you, come back next week, and the product is still not there? All right. E-commerce increases competition among businesses. As a result, this competition can provide substantial discounts to customers. You can engage your customers with loyalty points, discounts of 10% off on the next purchase, or even referring customers. So that's another factor to remember. Bank of the Bahamas' platform allows for all credit card transactions to be done online. We have the capability of accepting American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, Discover Card, and the China Union Pay Card. We also allow 24 to 48 hours for credits to be applied to the bank accounts for Visa and MasterCard, and American Express and Discover 36 to 48 hours. We have no control on that, but just to make that clear. Our platform allows the capabilities to convert currencies, Canadian, US dollar, and everything else. And you will be paid. One may ask, what is the cost of all of this? Simply $25 a month. I repeat, $25 a month. Our security deposit can be negotiated. It can start at $300 for our smaller merchants, and it can range to any volume. This all depends on your sales volume. If you have a high-ticketed price of $1,000 per transaction, this is not overall for one day, but per transaction, we will ask you to match that amount. So that can therefore be negotiated, along with the interest rates. This is also based on sales volume. One may ask, okay, I'm just starting a business. How would I know? Okay, we'll just see how it goes. Okay?
When you say interest rate, what is the interest rate? I don't understand that part.
The interest rate is what is charged on the sale,
So
on the
if someone
item.
orders from my website,
Mm-hmm.
an item that is $100,
Mm-hmm.
you charge me interest rate
Yes.
for that $100, plus I have to pay back on it.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just trying to understand the breakdown, I don't.
Okay, with the interest rate, that breakdown would be where the customer would pay.
Well, you only pay VAT on the fees. Like you don't pay VAT on the purchase. Someone purchases $100 from you. You don't pay 7.5% off on off of 3%, so it's on the fees only. On the fees.
On the fees.
Oh, what fees?
On the fees that we, say we assess you at 3%. It'll be $3 plus 7.5% off $3. So that'll be your total cost.
For the $100.
For the $100, yeah. It's
Okay.
not 7.5% off the $100.
But what is the assessment of the
Or
fee?
the rate, the interest of assessment rate is the rate that we assess you based on your amount of projected sales. Like you may say, well, I may make $5,000 a month, so you may fall in the 3% category. If you make $1,000, you may fall in the 5% category. So each is different based on the amount of projected sales.
So the less I make, the more I pay?
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, because the bigger ticket items, the more volume we can make up the difference. So the less you make it, yeah, the more you pay. That's the scale. So the more money you make, the less money you be charged.
I'm just trying to understand why would you be charging me interest when you already charged me $25 a month?
No, because the $25 really goes to the service provider, and the 3% really split between the bank and the various associations, whether it's MasterCard, Visa. That's split between the bank and ourselves. The $25 is separate. That's our revenue. And that's only $25 per month. Look at the possibilities. So it's a small stipend. I mean, she's the other good ones.
So what is the security deposit? You said you'll look at it, okay, if you're a fresh business just starting out, so you really don't have an idea of what kind of money what you need. You said you were working out loans, whatever. What is the minimum security deposit?
The security deposit really, it's your money. It's placed on fixed for you. It's just security, just in case you get a fraudulent charge. And so you should know that it's a legitimate fraudulent charge. And we would hold that $3 against that charge.
So the minimum, what you're saying is the minimum is $300?
Yeah, the minimum is $3.
Okay.
And like for instance, if you have a ticket item $1,000, then we suggest that you put down $1,000. Whatever your maximum ticket per swipe would be, that's the amount we require for fix. If it's 500, then put 500 on fix.
You mean your first time swipe?
All of your transactions. But like she said, it's not limited to the amount per day, just for sales items. Like you can have 10 sales for $500 in one day.
Okay, so.
Oh, Lord.
So you have a business, right? And your business offers services, right? But you have the e-commerce, you have everything. And say your customers just prefer to, call you and come in and do whatever, right? So you're not making, e-commerce now. You're not having a large customer base coming in on your website, making purchases, so forth and so on. So how are you determining what's your ticketed, your highest ticketed amount? So what if my highest ticketed amount is $50, but you're telling me my deposit is $300?
Yeah,
Yes.
300 is the minimum.
But you just said.
No, we said no. Okay, $300 is the floor. That's the least amount that we require. It's the least that we can accept, because the bank still has to be security as well.
All right. Thank you. Could we have the question and answer session after the presentation, please?
Do you get that money back?
It's your money.
So if I decide that I no longer want to use BOB, I'll get my deposit.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes. Yes. Once again, I would like to reiterate that once your funds are on fixed deposit, you will gain interest on those funds as well. So that's another plus. The requirements of e-commerce and Bank of the Bahamas. You must first have a business checking or savings account. We also ask that you bring in your passport, national insurance card, your vendor's permit, or business license. Once your merchant application forms are completed, they will be processed, and you must have an existing or for a completed website to proceed with e-commerce, of course. The process also entails, once these application forms are completed, the merchant, you are boarded and your credentials are provided. These are the key parts that would be integrated into your website. So that's mainly Bank of the Bahamas connecting to your website. We would supply a 4 key part code to you or your IT or web builder. They would then put those key parts into your website, connecting them into one. Once they're one, this is what we call the plug and play process. This process takes about 3 to 5 business days to get those credentials together. So you would then go live. So as an example, Sally, she's in Minnesota. She's ready to buy your beautiful craft that you already created or your jewels. She can actually go online, purchase these items, and she's good to pay. You can then ship your items to her, and everyone is happy. Then you can make lots of money. Okay, security. My friend in the back, she was very concerned about that, and that is a concern for many others. One of the security, we have 4 security types. Security measures entail the tokenization. This is where the customer's details on their credit card is encrypted with symbols and codes. So if there is a hacker on your site, anything that they may have or gain access to, it would not be the customer's information because it was already turned into some symbol or code. So it'd be null and void to them. 3D Secure. This is also known as verified by Visa or MasterCard secure code. This offers fraud protection for online transactions, providing additional verification to the card holder's data. Simply asking, if your credit card is stolen or if the customer is shopping online, they may ask you to put in your PIN number. So if someone steals your bag, they don't have your code, they cannot use your credit card. That's the second security feature that we have. The CV2 code. This is the 3-digit number imprinted at the back of your credit card, usually found in the signature portion. And for American Express, it's the 4-digit code at the top of the American Express card. Third function. The CV2 code validates 2 things: that the credit card is legitimate and the customer has the credit card in their possession. And finally, the P.O. box. In the Bahamas, we do not have zip codes. That is something that is usually asked for online. So your web builder, they can then add that feature onto your site. You can have the person, your merchant or customer, they would put in their P.O. box, and that is another security method. So we have someone living in China, they don't know what your P.O. box is. So that would be functional or feasible for you. So that there ends the security features of Bank of the Bahamas' merchant platform. Now we can have questions. Yes, sir?
You focus on this platform for companies, obviously just to make a profit, but what if I had a community in my shirt where I just wanted to collect donations from the wider public or partners overseas? Would you be able to facilitate that as well? The bank does?
Yeah, once your site is developed, it's just a means of customers going to your site. Okay, I want to donate $50 or $500 to your site. I'm doing it from my credit card, so you're still getting those funds. Those funds would be directly credited to your account. All right. Yes, ma'am?
About the security, if there's a chance that someone does have the system, and soon as we pay in $25 for this and $300 for that, plus the VAT, if they remove money, what does Bank of the Bahamas do to correct that?
They can't remove the money.
Yeah, hackers pay money?
The cars, you want to ask?
No, like she said, if you have a token key, whatever information they get access to, they cannot use it. It's useless to them. You get a token that you need full 16 card detail. Once a person makes a purchase, when it goes to our processor, it's already encrypted. So they cannot, nobody can get information. Whatever they get is useless to them. It's just a couple of things, like 4 codes. It's useless to them. It's useless. I mean, you're like, really?
I mean, see add symbols, dollar signs, and signs, they're already encrypted. So your credit card that have 1254321 is into symbols now. So it's no help for me or the hacker.
Most of those breaches that you hear about in the States because they capture the full card details. And that's what happens needs. They need the full 16 digits.
Okay. And then there is PayPal out there, and a lot of other companies like you to, they wouldn't accept your payment unless you pass through PayPal. Is that, does Bank of the Bahamas have any affiliation with PayPal?
No, PayPal is
Not
actually
at
a
all.
competitor of ours. And PayPal, you need to have a US account. The good thing about
No, you can have a banking account with PayPal.
you pay, we had $B places. $B. You credit your $B account.
No, no,
Yes.
you cannot. You cannot.
So the funds are credited in your human account, your PayPal.
And you have one account that's Scotia, like you do on my paper.
Okay. How much do you pay?
Pardon?
How much do you pay?
Extra?
They give you
I just have thing of card where I put money on and they take it off of my that's it. It isn't a credit card. It's debit card. But they can use they have a place where you can say it's a Bahamian dollar or US dollar. You can click anyone, they don't know. I still
What I even works with Bahamian, there is a conversion that happens.
but when I put US they don't charge me extra. No, I don't know. I don't see it. Now when I put Bahamian they get a 1 point something charge off.
Not being US.
Yes, if you want an e-commerce system, you can't log on to the e account where it goes directly to your bank account and accept funds. It has to be an American. What they're saying is that they can do other things with PayPal, like your money can go to your bank or whatever, but it has to be done here. But to set up an e-commerce system where you're accepting payments online,
You cannot. Lady at the back.
So the services that Bank of the Bahamas provide on the e-commerce platform is only available to credit cards. That's it.
Credit and debit cards.
Visas that have debit card has to be branded either Visa
Visa
or
or
MasterCard.
Right, so
We can
still
accept
only
debit
use.
cards as well.
But,
We can accept debit cards.
Debit
as well,
and credit
but it
cards.
has to be branded with a Visa or
right,
MasterCard.
so it still comes back to that, no, I'm trying to find if you could also do like, you could use checks. Check pay, they use that in the United States.
No,
You
no,
can't do
no,
that.
not checks.
Okay, so just only the credit card.
Credit debit cards.
Platform, okay.
Lady.
I have several questions. Okay, the interest from Ms. Monique's question, right, is based on the potential business volume. I get that. So I'm charged a percentage as the website and the e-commerce owner. Is my customer charged as well that percentage when they swipe their card?
No, the customer just paid the price that you quoted.
Okay, and what about the prepaid EOB cards? They are accepted as well?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
The Visa
branded.
card, yeah.
Visa.
Yeah, the Visa branded.
It would be wise to include the VAT onto the price of the
No.
thing that you're selling.
You
Yeah,
cannot
that's
tell the
cost,
customer that they're charging
yeah.
you fees. That's illegal. That's called surcharge. But you have to somehow incorporate that into your price. I'm taking it into account. But you can't tell the customer I have to charge you different if you pay me credit card.
But I'm not sure which card she uses on PayPal, but there are people who are able to accept payments from the same card he's talking about, because I have the same one. So just to get that out there. Yes, ma'am.
PayPal.
Yes, sir.
Funds are credit in your $B account. PayPal is linked to a $B bank account. Is that what you're saying?
Bahamian dollars.
No, if someone makes a purchase using PayPal, does PayPal credit the funds into your $B bank account, into your bank account, or it goes on the card?
I would worry about the PayPal and don't come back to my card. I can get it off. And someone said to me,
I need the information to stay focused, and I need it to be targeted. At the moment, if you are a Bahamian, and I cannot promote it here, if you are a Bahamian and you have a PayPal account, and that bank account that is connected to your PayPal account, if it is not a Bahamian bank account, no one doing it again, and I cannot promote that. We have to keep it focused on how Bahamians in this economy using their $B account can legally
Accept
with the
payments
approval of
online.
the banking system and everything else,
Central bank approval.
spend and receive money from anywhere in the world. So let's keep the conversation focused there, because yes, we know that it is happening and that you can do some things, but is it really legit by our banking system and our banking rules as it relates to PayPal, central bank, the finance department of the government of the Bahamas?
Amen.
So let's keep
Yes.
all in there.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, sir?
Go ahead.
My question, once you set up e-commerce, right?
Yes.
And you have customers in the United States who want to purchase a straw bag. Do they have to go through our banking system in terms of getting central bank approval?
No, ma'am.
Then
No.
money's coming in.
Not at all. Not at all. They're just going online, they see something, they select it, and they just purchase it because it's already integrated. They don't have to go through any approvals.
All right. Some bank cards also have limitations in the amount that you can spend on a daily basis. Do you know if those limitations would perhaps be lifted once we begin to get more into the e-commerce market, way of doing business in the Bahamas?
When,
For instance,
that's the bank.
if I go to make a transaction from, let's say, a Scotia Bank account, it limits you about $800 that you can use your card for on a daily basis. If you needed to make more transactions, you really have to go and notify the bank that you're making a higher transaction, and they would then have to manually
Lift that limitation.
lift that limit for a certain period of time. Is the banking system, as far as e-commerce is concerned, because, I'm hearing that people may have high-ticketed items, and how are you going to get it through our system with the limitations that we have right now?
Well, Bank of the Bahamas doesn't have any control over Scotia's platform. Scotiabank doesn't have any control over Bank of the Bahamas' platform. So if you, as a customer, you're coming to my website to purchase something, you know that Scotia only allows you to spend $800 per day. It's your duty to go to Scotiabank and ask them to increase your limit for that day to allow that transaction. That there's only a security measure for you. They're protecting you. If they know that Ms. Mullings only spends maybe $500 a day and they're seeing a transaction for $1,500, that's going to raise flags for them. It's just a security measure for you. So you will have to manually ask them to lift that limitation. So it's just like if you're shopping on any website. That's just a security measure. Yeah.
If I can just interject there as well. One of the things that we've been researching the information affiliated with this training session for a while. And what we do know at this point now, if Scotiabank is offering a plug-and-play platform, they haven't advised us of it, and we've been asking. If Royal Bank is doing it in an electronic fashion, not letting us know about it. We happened to stumble upon this information through Bank of the Bahamas because we were trying to work out the PayPal options. So what I can say to you is, to date, Bank of the Bahamas right now is the only platform that we know of from our research that allows you to connect your payment basket to your website so that anyone, anywhere in the world can go to your site, search, click, and pay. And those funds come into your $B account so that you can use it, transact with it, do whatever you need. If there's another platform, I promise you I'll find it, but it's just not existing right now. Okay? So let's keep the conversation focused on what we need to accomplish today. Okay?
And just for reassurance, we have already over 30 existing local e-commerce vendors already. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, sorry, yes.
In terms of security, let's say that a customer purchases something on my website, I mail it to them or ship it to them, and they turn around and dispute the charge. All right, they say the charge is disputed or something like that. Is there any way to protect you as a business or against stuff like that?
Chargebacks, yes. I get that.
When it's like that, just show proof that you did in fact deliver the goods. But sometimes they say, well, the item is not what I thought it was going to be, or it misrepresented itself. And then sometimes, unfortunately, they do unscrupulous things, and they take your items and plus get the refund as well. But it's up to the association, the rule, whoever, whether it's MasterCard or Visa. Once we ask you for proof that you did deliver the goods, and we send them the transaction proof and all that, and it's up to them to rule say, well, this is legitimate, we're going to refund the merchant back.
So the security deposit then does it hold as like an insurance policy?
Yeah, the security deposit does, but just in case. That's our backup for the bank. But if it's ruled that you are in fact liable or you misrepresent the goods, then we use that part of $20 to pay for the goods.
Reimburse it.
But if I can prove that it's a legitimate.
Yeah, then you get the funds. Yeah, you can prove it.
Lady here?
One thing that you have to make sure is keep a paper trail. That's important. Pictures, all your transactions. As long as you have a paper trail, whenever a chargeback comes in, you have ample amount of time for all your paperwork. If you keep good records and it was not a legitimate, you will win the, you just have to keep a paper trail.
It seems that the challenge is because it's all e-commerce and website. It's not like somebody's coming to you to sign something like this. They behind another computer ordering your product. I mean, in terms of paper trail, at least because whatever you send, you could. I mean, the most you could do is keep record of whatever you send. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, 9 times out of 10, if you kept good records and taken a picture of the item, all of this,
Yeah.
you won't have any problem.
And part of that come also with security. How about on your site, the person must put in the CB2 code. So that's the security. So, I mean, the person has to have the card in front of them in order to know that transaction. So in most instances, they may have a card either, whether they may skim the card from a restaurant, but they may not have the CB2 code.
Right here?
What are some of your local businesses that you have set on e-commerce?
You can't disclose that, right?
We have Majestic, we have Bahamas Experience, we have Leisure Tours. Yeah, so we have some of the big more than just like the mom and pop stores.
Yes, my question is connected to my earlier one, because I'm in the process of trying to use online platform to raise money for my community program, but I noticed you said if you have a business, you would have to bring in your license as one of the requirements. If you try not to this for a community program to get donations, you would have to go by different criteria, measures.
So we have churches, we have churches that allow offering online, and they just represent whatever you say, but it's not a business license. So it's just the same deal.
Okay. For sure.
Did
38 cents per transaction. Yeah.
So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not a percentage.
No. Yes, ma'am.
With e-commerce, the big e-commerce business, do you need a local business license? I think you mentioned, I couldn't hear clearly.
Yes, you do need a local business license. You need one to have a business from the port, and you need the license to open a business account with Bank of the Bahamas.
Excuse me. Suppose you're 8 Mile off.
It's still the same. It might not be a port license, it's a business, it's a license.
Oh, I just want to find out.
And vendors permit, taxi drivers, they have vendors permit, same thing, yeah.
I just want to know if you got it.
Just in the sake of time of us keeping the program moving, if you have more questions that you would like to ask,
Yeah, our booth is at the back.
at break, you can go ahead and engage them, okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.